What's happening, people? We're back with the next piece in day 3 of our classical days journey, and this is going to be a bit of a one-off, though it is related to a reaction I did a couple years ago now. Allow me to explain. We're going to listen to a piece from Aram Khachaturian, a Soviet composer. I think technically these days we would call him Georgian because he was born in Tbilisi, though he did study in Moscow. And in fact, in the 2 reactions I did to Khachaturian now, like 2.5 years ago, I may have referred to him as Russian, but in the intervening period I've come to a better understanding of his biographical history. And yes, as I said, I think he's technically a Georgian composer of the 20th century. And he wrote a lot of incidental music, a lot of it dance music, to stage performances and ballets, and that is the material for which he is most well known. Now, one of the 2 reactions I did a couple years ago was for his waltz to the Masquerade, and after he wrote a full score for this stage play, Masquerade, he took 5 pieces from it and made it into a suite, and the waltz is by far the most famous and critically lauded piece from the Masquerade suite. And as I said, it's already on my channel if you're curious. We're going to listen to his Mazurka from the same Masquerade suite, and because I've already done one, I'm just going to do a one-off here, and then in the coming months I'll probably go through the remaining parts of the Masquerade suite. I will also continue with at some point his dance suite. I reacted to the Lezginka from his dance suite, again, maybe 2.5 years ago. That's a remarkable piece as well. You should definitely check it out if you haven't heard it. And as I said, in the coming weeks and months, I'll finish off that. But what I'm really looking forward to doing for Khachaturian is going through his incidental music suites for Guyane, from which his most famous work, the Sabre Dance, comes from, as well as the incidental music he did for a stage ballet, I think, Spartacus. So yes, those 2 I can do in their entirety at some point because I haven't done anything from them. I'm not jumping around. I can go through them from beginning to end. But given that I've already done one from the Masquerade suite, I figure I'll just do another one here as a little bit of a taste of Khachaturian's work during the classical days. So yes, we're going to listen to the Mazurka from the Masquerade suite, and a Mazurka is a Polish type of ballet dance which is known for its triple meter, and I think one of the beats in the triple meter is always accented, so it has a very notable sound. This Mazurka, it's very bright, it's very happy. It does have some sprightly sections in it as well. It's quite short. I think it's like 2.5-3 minutes long, but even as it has energy and drive, it is ultimately very uplifting and happy and sounds like a masquerade party. So let's give it a listen. This is Aram Khachaturian and the Mazurka from his Masquerade suite, and it is performed by the St. Petersburg State Symphony Orchestra and conducted by Andrei Anichanov. marvelous. Doesn't it make you want to put on some sort of costume and dance around? So yes, it's happy, it's joyous, it's jubilant. It is, again, very sprightly in moments or offset against the bigger sounds. I enjoy the chronology. Again, it's got that big explosive beginning, goes into that sprightly section, it gets bigger again, sprightly once more, and then finishes with a bang. So yes, it's great fun. A lot of Khachaturian's music is like this. It's danceable, it's energetic, and it has great emotional, or rather sonic colors is what I mean to say. It's very colorful. So yes, as I said, we'll go through in the coming months more from Masquerade and the dance suite. And I have like 3 or 4 Khachaturian CDs. There was a moment in my early 20s when I discovered his work, and I was like, oh, this is all great fun. It's all, has energy. It's very like bright and flashy. So I ended up buying 3 or 4. I think they're all from the Naxos label, so shout out to Naxos. But yes, as I said, we'll go through the rest of Masquerade, we'll go through the rest of the dance suite, and then we'll go through all of Guyane, the suites, which is to say, like, in pretty much every case of his ballet and, stage incidental music, he then would take parts from that and turn them into suites for, like, classical performance. And we'll go through all of Guyane and Spartacus. So, in any case, let me know what you think of this, and I'll be back for the next piece in a moment.